Hello, hi, what's up? How is everyone doing today? So, this is part 2 of the situationship video that I posted earlier, in which I'll do it as a story time, but I also reflect on the lessons towards the end or in between. So, yes, let's get started. Now, I left it at maybe when I told you that I told him that I have feelings for him, and then he said that he is not in a position to be in a relationship because he's stuck on his ex. To which I replied, "It's fine, we can be friends," when it was literally not fine. So, we will continue from there. So I really thought that I could be friends with this person, and I don't know if I was lying to my own self or what, but I did like him. But I also thought that we could be friends, or maybe the feelings will diminish. And there was one more factor that I thought it was a good friendship at that point of time, as I described earlier also, that I was so obsessed with love. And another thing was that I was also very lonely. So I just thought that I don't want to ruin a connection which can indeed be a good friendship. So I thought maybe my feelings will fade away, or I also had this hope underneath that maybe he will change his mind, or maybe if we will talk more, he'll also catch feelings. It was there too, but it was not like I would force him to be in a relationship with me, or I would force him to do anything. Like, I didn't want to be pushy. It was not like I was in the beginning. Later, I might be a little bit overwhelming, and we'll find that out as I tell you guys more. But I was not pushy. I think at some point it did went to the point of like me being a little bit overwhelming, and me telling him constantly that I have feelings for him when he did not feel that way. Like, on the same level, my feelings were more intense. But I was like, when I say that I thought that he'll change his mind, I won't do anything to push him or force him, anything like that. But yeah, there was just this hope. So I tell him that it's okay, we can be friends. And now we started talking more. And initially, when we talked, he didn't mention about his ex in between, but it was not significant. Like, it was a conversation here and there, and there was no impact of that conversation. And in the beginning, the friendship really was balanced, and it was a very good friendship. And we started talking a lot, and we had a lot of things in common. And even if the things that we didn't have in common were the things that we wanted to learn from each other. For example, he was very much into cooking, and I was learning cooking at that point of time. So I had a lot that I could learn from him, and I was into this psychology and stuff, and he was also interested in it at that point of time. The connection kind of began to grow very organically into a good friendship, and the conversations were really so good. And one more thing was there, like, we were very similar as people. And it was the first time in life that I literally felt that I am in a good friendship which is equal. Because in my life, my friendships have never been equal, and there are a lot of reasons for it. Number one reason was I just thought that I could not relate to the other person that much. Like, just as a person, we are not similar. It was the factor, but in this case, we were very similar as people. So that itself gave a lot of relatability, because when you just found someone who is like you, and you have never met someone like that in your life, where you don't have to tell the other person how it feels to be you, because they just get it, because they are also the same way. And that's why a lot of the issues that we had was very similar. Like, if I struggled with something, he also struggled with it, or a lot of the experiences have been similar too. But there was also this factor, like, if I was not good at something, he was good at it, or if he was not good at something, I was kind of good at it. So there was also that factor. Though in the beginning, number one thing was that I never related to someone in this way in my entire life, be it in a friendship or in any other relationship, because I just found it very hard. And it is also because, like, maybe I didn't explore much. Like, I didn't used to talk much in school. Then in college also, there was like not much happening. So maybe it was also the fact that I haven't explored much. But as much as I have, there was never this factor of relatability, or to this extent it was never there. And then another thing was, it was kind of equal. Like, if he's telling me about himself, then I'm also telling me about myself. And in like earlier in school, my friendships were so messed up that all I was doing was to listen to the other person, because I just felt like if I shared my feelings, I never got that space to where I felt like seen and understood to some extent. Or again, the relatability thing, like there were people who literally tried to make me feel understood, but रिलेटिबिलिटी का फैक्टर आ जाता था, या फिर the other person was literally not interested, because I was also in a very long friendship in which the friendship was really like I was only listening to the other person and the person is not listening to me. It was like one sided. So this was the first time that connection wise this was a very good connection. Then we talked for like a month or so very frequently, and then I started to, like, I don't exactly remember the timeline, but yeah, we did talk for a really long time, and the frequency was increasing, and I then started to kind of, my feelings got more intense instead of fading away. So at this point of time I thought that we'll see whatever happens, and during this 1 month or whatever time period of time it was not like I mentioned again that I like him. I didn't mention it again, but I did realize at some point that I'm starting to see him as a good partner now too, also because the friendship is kind of like as we are getting to know about each other more. And then I just realized that I'm not able to be a friend, because like my feelings got in the way. Now at that point of life, nothing in my life was good, or like everything was chaotic, and I was not happy doing my work. I was not happy with my friends were not really my friends, the environment was not good, there was no emotional support, I used to feel lonely. Then there were a lot of other insecurities too, like just this feeling of when you get that feeling when you are just so desperate for a connection. And this was the time when this friendship came in. So I became so desperate, and I wanted it so much for this to become into a relationship, because I just kind of made it up in my mind that this person would be a perfect partner and we relate so much. So my feelings were literally like I was not able to be just friends with him. But of course, he has clearly told me that he does not want a relationship because he has just gotten out of a relationship and gone through a breakup. So, what I do is I just choose to tell him again that I like you, which is literally so stupid. Like, I thought maybe something has changed in 1 month, but guess what? Nothing changed. He again told me that he does not he told me that as a friend he feels it's a very good connection, but again he does not think he's ready for a relationship. Expected, he just told me that he is not ready for a relationship first of all, and then he also, like, he said you are a really nice person, this is a really nice friendship, but I'm not in that position to have romantic feelings for anyone. It's not just you, it's like anyone in general. So at that point of time I was like so disappointed, because it just felt like, when you are all your life you haven't really felt the sort of connection with someone. And when I look back now, I understand the reasons why I felt this way, and it has nothing to do with the connection itself, but it's more of like it's a mix of many psychological things which can be limerence, which can also be like it was definitely a real connection for sure, but there were also other things that were contributing to it. Like, it was also what I am making up in my mind, that was the thing. But yeah, whatever, I did feel a connection with this person. So I just told him that okay, I think that I just need a break for now. So he said sure. Then the problem was that when I told him that I need a break, what in my mind what I expected was, I expected that maybe he will miss me, like we were talking a lot, even if as a friend. Like, in my mind, it was like maybe he will miss me and he'll text me, number one. Number two, maybe this break will make him realize that this is such a good connection and that he wants to date me, like he does not want to lose me, which is really so stupid. Now, when I look back, like, this is subtle manipulation. Even though when I did it, I was not aware that this is also manipulation. It might not be that weird, like it might not be that gandhi wali manipulation or that toxic manipulation that people do and they know what they are doing, but it was like kind of a behavior which is not aligning with, like, your words and your actions are not aligning. Right now, if I tell someone that I don't want to talk to you, just give me a break, okay, then if they don't text me, I would respect them more, instead of if they just keep bothering me when I have clearly told them that do not text me. And that's what he did. He was, by the way, also older than me, like 3 years or so. Yeah. So he had a lot of, like, one thing that I noticed in him was he had a little bit more maturity. And yes, that was there definitely, but he did the right thing. He didn't text me, because technically if I am telling him that do not text me, that I should be the one reaching out first. But somehow I just thought that in my mind that romantic script is full on going on. I don't know from where I have this idea of love, or all this romantic over the top ideas which are not realistic, but that was literally it. And then when he didn't text me, which was expected, a week or so went by. I don't exactly remember, but yeah, we didn't talk for some days. But again, because I was lonely, number one, and number two, because I was not able to really accept the fact that the other person is not ready for a relationship. Again, I texted him with the hope that maybe he'll catch feelings. And again, I didn't do anything pushy, or like, if he told me that, if he were to tell me that I don't want to talk to you, do not bother me, I would have never texted him. But that's not the case. He never told me to not disturb him. It was not like that. But when I texted him again after this break, then it was like we started talking again, and I still had this hope that maybe he'll change his mind, or maybe he'll catch feelings, or something like that. And I kind of also again convinced myself that I can handle my feelings. And the factor, one more important factor, was the connection, that this was the first time I was feeling a connection to someone in my life. And then add on the loneliness and the chaos in life, which is not healthy, I'm aware, and I'm working on it. But at that time I didn't know better. I didn't know better, so yeah.